Hey, what's up, Scott? Hey, Raz. Yeah, I didn't get a lot done this week at all because I had 2 parent doctor appointments that I had to deal with. I just got home like 15 minutes ago, so kind of it's just not a good week. They customize it. Yeah, no problem, Raz. It's alright. I just haven't gotten much stuff done anyway myself, so. This is gonna be a pain in the ass. Why you been lazy or just busy? So weird. Weird. Hey, Terrell. Yeah, the sizes suck, but if you just kind of treat it like, just take your time on them, you get them done. Hey, raccoon. Alright, let's get organized a bit. Pretty much almost done with this, the hell's this guy's name? Captain Britain. So I just gotta do the base now. And Thundra's almost done too. I have to just get her hair attached to her headgear and then the base, and I'm done with her. Moving along pretty well. I just didn't get much done this week. There's too much other crap that came up, so I was hoping to have all this done, but life got in the way. As always. So I saw a couple paint-ups of this Captain Britain base, so I'm trying to separate the base from the top of like this pedestal thing, whatever this is. So I did the rocks kind of like a dirty ground you would see like in a back alley, and then this is going to be a different type of granite, a little bit more grayish, I guess. I really don't know what this is. I don't know if this is something from Britain, like a famous thing or something. I don't know if any of you guys know. I have no clue what this is. Unless it's something like in Famous Park or something. I have no clue. So I'm confused on what this is supposed to look like if it's famous. Oh, excuse me. Whew. Oh man, eyes are watering now. Hold on a second. I got my flash kit in the mail. Came in last night. I didn't get a chance to open it. It's like friggin' almost 9 o'clock and the doorbell rang. And the guy FedEx dropped it off. I was like, what the hell? They're delivering late. Must be for all the holiday stuff. You guys see that Banshee? Well, I guess it's a silver Banshee. Sculpt, which his name did. I think it's Jan Sculpts. I came home, I turned on the computer, I looked in my friend's chat, and then I saw it. Looks really good. VHN art. It's really, really nice. Yeah, deliveries kind of suck all the time. It's just that I didn't expect it to come that late at night. I figured they would have just delayed it to the next day. But it's alright, it's here. Box is in good condition, so I'll probably check it out this weekend. Make sure everything's okay. Try to get a review up when I get a chance. Not that my reviews are all that great, but... But that Banshee's really nice. I don't know if it's going to be like an STL, but if it is, that would be something I would do for myself. Hold on a second, my cousin is Well, you guys off of work next week? Or is this week? Any vacation days starting? Yeah, that Banshee's nice. I always thought the character was kind of cool. But that's a really nice sculpt. Like I said, if it's an STL, maybe it might be something. Oh, you guys got off for a couple weeks? That's good. You just bumming it out? Doing any sculpting? Kitsch works or what? Next week, the day before Christmas Eve, I'm gonna have dinner with my parents. And then Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, I am putting on the sweats and I'm laying on the couch all day. I ain't doing crap. Gonna have 2 days of nothing. And then after that, right back to work. Yeah, you might as well be a bum. Do a little statue work here and there. Just mess around, who cares? It's not a bad goal. All out. I would like to at least try to finish up was it Thundra and this Captain Britain items this week, and then I could really focus on the Medusa and probably start up my Captain Marvel and then do my friends kits. So, hey Iceman. Play WoW and be a bum. That's a good plan. That's a good plan. Ah, crap. This thing is... Oh, shit. Yeah, my cousin just saw Fallout. He told me to watch it. He said it was pretty good, so I think I might try to binge watch something too. I don't know what. I don't know. He recommended a few shows, so I gotta check out what I want to watch. Oh, it's supposed to go that way. I was doing it the other way. Oops. Yeah. Alright, we'll have to do it without this and glue it in. Alright. Understand that part a little bit better now. Now the tedious part begins. I was hoping yesterday I could just wake up and like just grab my coffee and work on this for like 4 or 5 hours, but it just didn't work out like that. I put the fan brush. Just had it, didn't I? Oops. Ah, losing my mind. I know it was here. Here it is. I still don't know if this is supposed to be like different colors or if they're all the same color. I mean, they're all, yeah, it's got to be because it's connected. So, oh well. I guess I'll just do it all one solid color and see how it looks. I think somebody did a two-tone on it, but it looked really, it didn't look right to me. So. My arm is already getting tired. Try to do it a little bit more of a relaxed elbow. Could probably use a bigger brush. If I had a bigger fan brush, I don't think I have a bigger one, but a smaller one helps get into the crevices. Oh, I do have a bigger one. Forgot I had these. It's a little bit easier. what I get for not looking at my supplies behind me. Although worn fan brushes are usually better than brand new ones. But this should work. Damn, the wind is roaring today, non-stop. I thought I was actually going to lose power this morning. It's been so windy down here. Yeah, I woke up, it was pouring like crazy. I was like, oh crap. I was like, I gotta meet my mother at the doctor's in this weather. And then it stopped, but then it started just getting windy as all hell. Even riding on the parkway was like just absolutely blowing cars left and right. Nobody could stay centered. I gotta watch Christmas Vacation. I haven't watched it yet. I gotta do that every year, so I have to add that onto the stuff to watch this week. At least once. It's like the tradition is to watch that every Christmas. Well, the only good 3 movies to watch around holidays is Christmas Vacation, A Christmas Story, and Die Hard. Those are the only 3 you need to watch. Yeah, Christmas Story is a favorite, but I still say Christmas Vacation is the best Christmas movie ever. It is such a cult classic, and it's a movie you could watch all year long. It's still funny. What it is though, it's so relatable. That's probably why it's so funny. And the funniest thing is they thought it was gonna bomb. Same thing with A Christmas Story. It didn't do well in the movies, but now it's like a cult classic. Well, Bruce Willis was going down a while back, but the family kept throwing him in movies. They should have stopped him for a while. I think it was like the last 8 movies he didn't really know who he was. But they just kept, because if you watch the movies he was in, he just was like blank. When did Christmas Story come out? I don't remember if I ever saw it in the movies. Don't remember if I ever did. '83, so I was born in '77. I might have, but I probably wouldn't have remembered. But I remember seeing it all the time as a kid in the house, though. See, my mother used to play March of the Wooden Soldiers all the time, but I kind of didn't like that. But when Christmas Story, when I first remembered it, I loved that movie. But then when Christmas Vacation came out, I was like, this is better. It's kind of sad, not really gonna have movies like that anymore. Going to like the movie theater to see stuff like that, I think those days are gone. I was talking to my friends about this. There's really no actors anymore that you can sort of put together an all-star cast and have like a comedy all-star cast movie. Like, there's no actors anymore that you could do that with. That's what I should probably watch on Christmas Day, along with the Christmas movies. A Mad, Mad World. I haven't seen that in ages. That'd be a good movie to kind of just play in the background. First wife, Scott? How many wives? You a collector of statues and wives too? What's going on? Okay, that's acceptable these days. I think everyone I know is either on their second spouse or just a situationship, divorced and living their best lives, I guess, as they call it now. I'll tell you one thing, the space has a lot of good texture on it though, so the sculptor did a good job on that. That is true, Scott. It was funny, last year I went to my cousin's house with my parents for Christmas Eve, and we were talking about Christmas Story and Christmas Vacation, and I said, well, Die Hard's great, and he's like, are you one of those guys who says Die Hard's a Christmas movie? I said, yeah. So we had a whole big discussion about that. I said it's a Christmas movie. They're like, how is it a Christmas movie? I go, because it was done around Christmas. And I don't care what Bruce Willis is saying that it wasn't a Christmas movie. It's a Christmas movie if I watch it at Christmas. I was actually watching a thing about Die Hard the other day, and the guy who played Hans Gruber, he thought it was his worst acting role he ever did. And it turned out it was one of his best. He thought he did the worst job. He thought he was never going to get another role after that movie. And it turned out that, like, kind of kick-started his career almost. I thought he was great. Yeah, I thought he did an amazing job, you know. It's funny, he blinked a lot, and one of the directors and stuff was like, "You're blinking too much," but then like the producer was like, "No, I love it, let him keep doing it," or something. And he did a great job. He's actually one of my favorite villains too, out of like a lot of movies. And that whole scene with him acting with the American accent, like, that wasn't planned. That was like kind of like just like kind of like just winging it, and they kept it in the movie. Yeah, I've been seeing a lot of those stuff on Instagram where they show people walking next to their younger selves, and then I saw the angel wings on him, and I was like, oh yeah, I forgot he passed away. Yeah, all the old greats are all going away. The one actor I miss a lot is Sean Connery. I used to love him in every movie. He was one of my favorites. And I'm not really like a big actor or actress fan where I'm like, I gotta watch all their movies, but I always liked Sean Connery movies. He was such a good actor too. I couldn't believe the guy who played the guy he was in Rocky Horror Picture Show and the movie Clue. I always forget his name. I didn't realize he's in a wheelchair. He had a stroke. He does not look like is it Tim Curry? Was that it? His name? Tim Curry? I didn't realize he had a stroke. He does a lot of voice acting still though, even though he's kind of paralyzed almost. Yeah, Tim Curry. Yeah, I was so shocked. Because I always wondered where he's been. I'm like, I haven't seen that guy in years. And then I saw a video on YouTube about how I guess he had a stroke and he sort of. But supposedly he still does voiceover. Yeah, Terrell, that's a good point. That is a very good point. I'm sure a lot of them did. God only knows how if they were really good people or not. Dude, didn't that one guy just got killed by his son? Who was the guy? That producer. I just saw that the other day too. Didn't he do like Princess Bride or something? What's his name? His son murdered him or something? Like, I think his son was all hopped up on like drugs. Rayner, yeah. Is it Scott? Was it Scott Rayner or? Oh, God, I forgot the name. But yeah, he supposedly his son kind of went apeshit or something. Hollywood kids, man, I tell you, they lose it. Really, Raz? Again, Netflix did that? Yeah, it's probably like, it's probably time to sacrifice him to the gods. Or that, it makes you wonder if Netflix just has a documentary on everybody right now, and it's just kind of collecting dust until they kick the bucket. I wouldn't be surprised if Netflix was doing that. Guess when the acting gods demand the sacrifice, they get it done. Dry brushing is very fun, but also boring. It's always kind of cool to slowly pull out all that texture, but it's also very just kind of doing the same motion non-stop for hours. hairbrush time. I'm gonna bust out the older hairbrush. This way, if it gets messy, it should work better. Need I'm gonna mix up whatever purple I have left in here. Actually, I'm gonna mix up a color in this bottle. So I'm gonna use some purple. I'm gonna use some shading gray. Not much left in here. This is brown tint. I want to get my maroon color, wherever the maroon is. Is this it? Okay, this is it. Kind of making a dirty transparency color. Got a little bit of Garage Kit's medium green transfer, even though the bottom is kind of sort of a little green in this. Just want like a muddy type of color. See how this looks. also trying to like spray it and let it kind of pool in areas, and then it kind of creates stains. So this way it's not like perfectly dry brushed. I got more colors to add, but it's kind of starting point. Try not to overthink dry brushing and this type of stuff. I like to kind of just keep layering. Because I don't want the base to be too bright, because he's such a darker character. I don't want it to pop out too much and make it too like heavy, light dry brushing. Just kind of want to keep adding stuff to it. It's got a purplish tint to it as of right now, but that'll kind of go away a little bit later. I always like to overspray in corners and let it pool. I mean, you could do it with a wash, like if you want to use like a brush and wash it, but I like to use the airbrush because it kind of sprays the water all over the place. I always try to think of like where the stains would stay on the item. So if like the rain is coming down, it would pool in those areas. So that's kind of what I'm trying to do with like letting the stuff pool into it. gonna go to, let's see, I'm gonna mix the maroon and green together because I don't want it to be too greenish like the bottom. This is kind of when you really darken in all the corners. Everywhere I think stains would happen. Hey Raphael, how's it going? Just plugging away on commission work. Alright, next step is get green. Just kind of color around. You know that airbrush needle sharpener, this thing, Raz, if you're still in chat, I actually like it. It works pretty good. Although it doesn't make the needle as fine as it is brand new, I noticed, but it makes the older needles not bent anymore, and it's good for the old airbrush like this one, you know? So I actually kind of like it for making the needles good for the older airbrushes. But for a new airbrush to do detail, I notice it doesn't have that fine tip like out of the box, so. But it does work, so I like it. So I sharpened up a couple airbrushes and I tested them on the old airbrush and they work pretty good, so I'm definitely going to be using it more often. Yeah, it's good. It's good for the older airbrushes, you know, like because like the airbrush I'm using now is the older one, so I don't need that super fine, perfect blend. If it's kind of a little bit more sporadic, it works good for something like this, which is good. I like it. So I probably will end up using it more often as I go down the line. Although I noticed I had one airbrush tip that was really bent. And what I realized what I had to do is I had to kind of clip off the tip, and then I sharpened it, and it sharpened back to a nice point, but not perfect. Not like that fine tip. Yeah, no, it's a good buy. Yeah, so Raz was right. If any of you guys are airbrushing and you want to salvage some old needles, but if you have old airbrushes like I do, see, I have my good airbrushes for specific detailing work, but the old airbrushes is when I use it for stuff like this, because it's like, I don't need that perfect, like, little tint, like, sporadic stuff works great. So, the only problem, though, is I gotta be careful where I gotta get, like, a container for them. But I sharpened up these, and they sharpened up pretty well, but they're not, like, brand new out of the box, like that fine tip. Like, these have those nice fine tips, these don't. So I would say these are like even like this is 5mm, right? So I would say these are kind of become more of like a 6mm, 7. At least what I can see from the naked eye. Maybe I gotta just sharpen them more, but so far they work. So I gotta try the other needles though for the Badger and for the other one. I gotta see how they work. And the other thing good too is some of my older needles I use for like poking holes in the airbrush paints and stuff. So if the needle bends over time, I could probably sharpen that up too and keep using it. So it's not bad. It's good. It works. I'm actually glad I got it. It wasn't that expensive. I watched I went to the website's video. They give you this instructions on sharpen air, and I went ahead and did it, and it worked. So it's kind of a nice little setup. I used this one a little bit, but not as much. But it's good for the old stuff. So that was definitely, I think that's kind of one of my highlight purchases for Black Friday. I really do like the way it works. So I appreciate the recommendation. Oh, and I did clean all my airbrushes out with this stuff, and it's just like the old Winsor Newton. This stuff is a lifesaver. I'm so happy that the guy recommended me. This stuff is absolutely phenomenal. Okay. Let's see. So I think let's spray it down a bit. So the next step is I got to try those paints that I picked up. So the sharpener worked from Black Friday. I got to try the paints. What else did I get? I forgot what else I got. A couple other things, but so far that sharpener is kind of really good. Alright, so I like the way it's looking. I don't think I really want to, I think I'm going to use just some more shading gray because I don't want to lighten it up anymore. If I lighten this up, it's going to start fighting with the white color on this body. We don't want to do that, so I think we're just going to use some more shading gray. Kind of just darken it a bit. That's one thing I've been, I try to get away from when I do these dry brushings on bases like granites. I try not to have it too white paint in your face showing. Try to kind of deepen up the areas with washes, you know, like the browns and stuff, and then slowly dull it back down again. So I think one of the mistakes I used to make in the beginning was I would always try to have everything bright white always showing, and it would always just be in your face. So try to always tone it down. Just give it those layers. I'll do a little bit of a flat coat. It's a little too shiny. I think that's kind of where I want it. You can definitely see it's different from the ground, so that's good. I guess I'll just take pictures and send it off and see if he likes it. Yeah, I like that. I like that color. It's this won't be in your face bright white dry brushing. So got a little blues, little purples. It's different from the ground. I think it'll work with him. Weird base though. Weird base. Down on my last bottle of black from Model Air. Gotta get a new one. just want to separate the base. So before I glue any of that in, I still got to show it to him, see if he likes it. put him in it, take some pics, see how it looks. So he's a big boy. So I like it. Looks good. You know what it is? The base is darker, so your eyes come to here on him rather than trying to fight the base because he wanted to go to darker colors. So it's kind of hard to show it, but. Like so if you have that white outfit up there, but then if you had like, you know, a brighter base with a lot of white highlights, your eyes would come down more. So I think it kind of works better to go up there. He's got the two other heads. I got to do the eyeballs on them still, but he's got the two other heads that we got painted up. Let's take some quick pictures. I like the base. It works. I think it works for the colors. I think so. But we'll see what he says. Well, the thing is, this new iPad I got really screws up the colors so bad. It pops all the colors, and that's not what it looks like. I hate this iPad. I don't know how the hell. Like I don't. You know, they do all this digital, like, coloring on the iPad stuff now. I hate it. It's kind of hard to tell, but if you look at it this way, but then, like, when you look at it with the iPad, it makes everything, like, bluer and redder, and it makes everything pop up. I hate it. So he wanted me to follow the Captain America colors from, whatchamacallit. I think I have the picture back here. So this Captain America, come on, this color's back there. So I followed that color as best as I could on the screen. But of course, you know, different textures bring out different colors. So maybe here in the camera you can sort of see that it's pretty much kind of like the same blues. But when I do it with the iPad, it makes it like friggin' blue. So I told him he's got to trust me on this. So like if you go to, say, I don't know if you can see it in the iPad, it sort of stays the same, but this pops up more. I don't know. He's gonna have to trust me on that. We got no choice on that one. I don't know if the phone makes better pictures. I got the older 2020 phone, but it's probably going to do the same thing. Maybe not as much. No, it still does it. Damn it! I don't want to take out the good camera and take good pictures. All that's such a pain in the ass. I hate this new camera crap on these iPads. Everything's all digital and makes everything. Sorry, just bitching. It's just a pain in the ass. I don't know the camera. Like, see, it's not as. I don't think it's as dark in this camcorder. Yeah, so in person, yeah, so in person, as I'm looking at this picture and the legs, like, I'm getting the same blue, like, in these areas. Of course, when you turn it, the texture makes it pop a little bit more and stuff, so. He's asking if I have another camera. Like I said, in person, I matched it. You know, I matched it and everything, but it's just these cameras. They just love to screw everything up. I think going forward with this new camera, people are going to have to trust me more. Where is... I mean, and on your camera end, does it look like? Because, like, I'm looking at the camera now, and it makes it more blue, but in person, it's more of a muted blue. So much more muted blue, and this is like a darker blue, and I matched like the darker blackish blue in here. So I'm gonna have to tell people going forward, you gotta trust me, because the iPads. Because I like to show pictures to people and keep them up to date, but sadly, these cameras now, they adjust colors like crazy. And then I don't know, you know, like, the base is much darker than the pictures I just took. So, let's see. So this is a lot darker. Right, kind of look at one of the pictures. Where is it? Yeah. See what happens is it's darker in person, but the iPad punches up the color like crazy. See, this is what it does to these pictures, and I hate this. You can see the difference. Because usually every time I take pictures for people and then I send it to them, they're like, it looks a lot better in person. Because I'm like, because the iPad, see, the iPad is not picking up all the, like, the darker browns and blues in here. Whereas over in it just makes it look white and gray, and that's it. But that's not what's there. So This is the downside. And I don't want to just go out and get another camera just to take pictures for, you know, quick stuff. Because I like to take a picture with the iPad and either text it to the person or send an email. But to take a picture with my good camera, I have to adjust the settings, and then I gotta go into the computer. I gotta do that. It's a pain in the ass. I wish there was a way, but see, I guess if you go to the pictures, yeah, I guess you could mess with the exposure, but it still doesn't really match it. I guess the exposure does, but I don't want to sit there and screw with. Alright, so like for a picture of him, right? So if I'm looking at this iPad in person, but if we were going to see, that makes it really, really blue. What screws that up? I guess the saturation sort of. I don't know. I don't want it. It's like I'm going back into Photoshop to take pictures again and crap. I hate it. I hate it. I sent him a leak. I don't know. Like I said, I think I matched it. I think when he sees it in person, it'll you'll see it. Probably from there you can sort of see the colors match a lot more. But even this camera to that screen is punching up the colors too. And the other thing too is I put gray shading in the white, so you can't even see it in the picture. So the camcorder is kind of messing with the colors, but there is shading under here. I don't know how well you can sort of see it. You could sort of see it in his chest a little bit more here. So when I did mask all this off, I did a little shading in these areas. So it's not just like pure white paint going across. I don't know, I think in person it looks better, but I might have to go into the photo booth and take pictures tomorrow and send it to him, just so he can see it better. Alright, well I guess going forward I'm going to have to let people know from now on that my iPad really screws with colors and they got to trust me on it. Gonna have to put that disclaimer in. The one thing though I don't like about this texture on here, it's sort of like when you put silly putty on there, it likes to collect dust a little bit too much. But, alright, so let's put this aside for a bit. I don't think I'm going to do much more tonight, but I want to show you the Thundra. Because I think tomorrow morning I'm going to have to wake up and see if I can get her hair attached. Take this bad boy and put him over here. He's going to hit that, put him on the ground. It's right there. Went ahead and got the bottom of the base done yesterday, but for her, she is coming out pretty damn good. So I kind of went more with a leathery look on her. So she's not as like bright red and just yellow. So I did a lot of texture on her and everything. And then we did like darker yellow boots. So she is coming along pretty good. So the next step is I think I need to do started painting up the hair a little bit, but I want to see how this goes on without scratching anything. Or do I put the headgear on first? Where is her headgear? Uh-oh. What'd I do with it, guys? Uh-huh. I know I have it in a bag somewhere. Oh, it's probably in the closet. Yeah, here it is. I didn't lose it. Thank you. Yeah, I'm pretty happy the way this is. Because you know what it was? If we painted it regular, it would be very, very bland. So I asked him, I said, should we do like a leather look to her to kind of make it pop a little bit more? I kind of wish though he would have like maybe did stitching on here and made this look like leather pants. That kind of would have looked pretty cool. But I think this works out. So this is just the hair is the problem, because it was like if I put the hair on and then I tried to paint her, it would be a nightmare to get underneath. But I think if I just do that and then I attach this and then seam up the hair and paint it better, I won't have to worry about getting underneath. It's not, it doesn't line up perfect though, that's the problem. Let's see, I think it's this. Yeah, see, it doesn't. Huh. There's a gap in the middle of her head. I guess I have to seam that. See? Yeah, huh. Yeah, Derek, you're gonna have to trust me on Cap. If you're still listening, I matched this in person. This picture on my screen, I matched it. It's just the iPad is making it out to be brighter than it is. It's a very darker item. What I'm gonna do is tomorrow I'm gonna take the item and put it into my photo booth, and I'm gonna take pictures with the better camera. It's gonna still do a little bit of reflecting because I tried to give it like that metallic-y, pearl-eye, shiny look too. But when you see it in person, it's gonna hit that color. So, but this hair, surprisingly, I have to sculpt the center of it. I did not realize I was gonna have to do that. Crap. I thought for sure when I put this hair together it touched, but now it's not anywhere near touching. Huh. I'll be damned. No, it needs to come. No, it's off. Yeah, it's off. Yeah, see, the reason why I didn't, the reason why I did not attach the hair onto her was because I was never going to really get under here enough. I would never be able to kind of get under there, but the problem I'm seeing now is this hair is not lining up that good, and I think what's stopping it is more of the skull. So I think what I need to do, and this sort of, this hair is perfectly fine. It's this one that's not coming across. So what I think I need to do, So what I'm thinking I need to do on this, so this, trying to see what's like hitting it. I think it's like over in here. So I think I need to do is kind of grind this out a little bit more. I hate working on items that I'm painting and building at the same time, but this one is, I think this hair was cut wrong. I think this hair should have been cut a little bit better. It could also be the key is sort of not like letting me go in. So I'm thinking maybe I'll just cut around the key. Or maybe I'll shade this key down a bit. I'm not worried about the hair color too much because I can always paint the hair color underneath. But it seems like it's not letting me go forward. And I'm wondering if I should sort of kind of just grind out this whole area. And then throw like freeform air in our eaves and kind of lock it back up. Well, I just noticed something too. I gotta kind of clean up this cheek a bit, but I'm not. The goal was, this is my plan. What I was going to do is I was going to attach this side first, right? This side goes in first. So I'm just trying to do this without scraping anything. It's a bad key system. It should have been, the head should have been cut like this, and the hair should have been able to just click on it. But the person decided to split the hair, which is never really a good idea. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, when Sideshow does these things, they cut the head down in like half, and they have the head just kind of click in, or two pieces click in, and then the head clicks in. But this one was, this is always a bad engineering thing when you have a rounded head and you have the pieces go on, because it never goes on correctly. Always should slice your head at an angle. But it's stopping from. Wait. Did that go in a little bit better, or am I imagining things? No, it still didn't go in better. I don't. See, here's the thing. It's sort of. Sort of like it lines up with the headgear correctly, you know what I'm saying? Although the headgear, I think the key is too thick, but it lines up with the headgear. It's just that this isn't lining up, so it's actually not. Oh no, it's not the. Yeah, see, that's not even bent around too well. That's got to get in there a little bit better. You know, it was going so well, and then now I got to deal with this. Alright, yeah, so it's got to... this piece of hair has got to sort of kind of tilt in more, but I think the curve is stopping it. I'm going to cut in the key a little bit. I'm going to cut around the back of the skull. And then I'm going to have to seam this up the best I can. See, like when you cut the hair here, it works good. But if you really wanted to cut the hair, they should have followed the seam. You know, like follow the seam coming down. Not just cut down across the seam. So it should have followed the seam of the hair. Or it should have came over here and followed this seam and then come down. So that's kind of that causes more problems. It causes more problems for people who maybe don't build kits and they don't know how to like kind of re-sculpt an area. But alright, that's what I got to do in the morning. That's what I gotta do. So what I'll do is tomorrow I'll get this, make sure this kind of goes in a little bit better. And then once this goes in better, work on this, and then I can prime this, and then I can see about seaming up the hair. See, I don't mind rebuilding hair and then painting it, because I was going to redo all this paint. I just did a generic blonde for now, just to get a base color on her. But see, I can, it's easier to mask underneath of her and mask over there and do the hair than to try to paint all this underneath of this. Yeah, I wish the head hair was cut better. That's all. Not the worst, not the best. But I will share one thing with you guys. We had a happy mistake on this item. Nice happy mistake. So, in the beginning, she came with that, whatchamacallit, that chain that goes around her hand. So I added a magnet in here because I figured the chain would kind of click around her, the resin. Sadly, that chain wasn't working out. So he said, why don't we put a real chain on her? And I found a metallic chain. So with the magnet in here, it actually wraps around her wrist without falling down. So we got a happy mistake. So he can sit here and he can put the chain around, and that magnet's going to hold it there. And we don't have to worry about it falling off. So that's a kind of a happy mistake on this one. So we got a nice metal chain to connect to her weapon, and he can just put this here. I told him you just got to be very careful not to chip the paint, that's all. So that's actually a, see? It's just, I had a plastic chain, it wasn't working. But since we got a real metal chain, the magnet inside made this work out perfect. So he can just sit there and sort of do this, and boom, it stays and you don't have to worry. Paper clips works, yeah. But you go to a hobby store, they got all kinds of chains, you know, necklace chains and everything. And makes your life easier. They got small ones. I have all kinds of chains in my little thing. I just pulled this one out, and I remember just going like this, and it was like, oh crap, there's already a magnet in there. It works out perfect. So that's our little happy mistake. It's a little Bob Ross moment. But right now her hair matches the boots, and we're going to kind of change all that. But I was gonna work on the base tonight, but I figured since I got to sort of get the hair on her, gonna have to. I figured I'll do the base last. It's a good sculpt. I like it. It's just that the hair is just a little bit of a tricky point. If I have to sort of re-sculpt the hair in the center, I'll do it. It's not the end of the world. But it just doesn't want to... I don't know if it's a cut or if it's a... maybe the resin expanded. But it just doesn't want to go. But I will get it to work. But I'm going to fix this cheek though first thing in the morning. Well, I'll fix the cheek after I do the hair in case I screw anything up. But looks pretty good. Happy with it. I will get back onto the girls. I think what's going to happen is maybe after Christmas time, we'll get back onto Peach and Misty and stuff. I think I just want to really get these items done as fast as I can before the end of the year. So I think that's the goal. I just, you know what it is the holidays. There's always other stuff I'm doing. So a smudge there. What is that? I think I gotta fix that little piece there too. So I gotta fix the cheek and is that a little hair? I can't tell if that's a hair or a scrape. That was a little smudge. Okay, that's gone. Yeah, so that's Thundra. But yeah, after Christmas time we'll get back on the girls. I think was next week. Is next week Christmas? What is it, next week? Right? Next week? Something? Yeah. Alright. Yeah, I'll probably stream on Friday. Yeah, I'll be around. I will be around. Alright, that's where I'm calling it for today. You guys have a Merry Christmas. If I don't have a chance to stream this week again, we'll see you next week. And like I said, we'll get back on the gals once I'm kind of caught up. Got to make some clients happy. Yep, I'm done. My back is tapping out.